7 months? Damn, this guy hasn't uploaded in 7 months. My gosh, is he dead? No, he's probably just busy with work and college and stuff. Or maybe he's just a little too lazy to upload. I honestly don't know. Wait. Ah, look who it is. Look who it is. If my camera would focus for a second. Hello? 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 There we go. Oh, yeah, come on. Beautiful. It's been 7 months. Some things look a little different. That's pretty obvious. I haven't made a video or touched any editing software or done anything with my YouTube channel in 7 months, I think. 6 or 7 months. 6, 7. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you all about that. But first, I just want to say sorry. I've been kind of busy. Not kind of busy. I've been lazy. That's the thing. I kind of lost my spark for uploading YouTube videos and making these kind of things, because last semester, the latter half of my sophomore year was probably the hardest time in my whole life, and I think I made a couple of videos about that already. But it was tough, and I'm gonna talk to you about that. And if you haven't already come to the conclusion yet, I am now a junior in college. This is my new room. I am back in the same building that I started this channel on. I'm back in the same student housing situation that I started with, except there's a little bit of a difference. My bed back there is much bigger, and the room is much cleaner, and it's much quieter because I'm by myself. And that is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me regarding college, right? Aside from, actually getting into college in the first place, blah, blah, blah. But being by myself in college, absolute game changer, absolute game changer. While some part of me does miss a little bit having a roommate, maybe a tiny part of me misses it, it's so much better just being able to walk around completely butt-ass naked around this area, drinking like an energy drink, or just staying up until 5 in the morning eating Cheez-Its. I don't do any of those things, but I could honestly do whatever I want in this room, and who's going to tell me not to? That's why I love being by myself so much in a living situation. It's so much nicer. I have like everything is in my control. It's infinitely better. Which is one of the main reasons why I didn't upload a lot in the past few months, over half a year, I think. I'll get into that shortly, but right now I just want to talk about where I've been. So last semester of college, my last sophomore semester, I was going through quite a bit. I had, I think, the hardest course load I've ever had. I was working 25 hours a week at my own school. I was working in the IT department. I think I already talked about this a little bit. So I was very busy, right? I would get up at 6 in the morning and not get home until 8 at night. 4, sometimes even 5 days a week, I would have a combination of working for almost 8 hours a day and also going to class for around 5 or 6 hours. So it was rough. It was very rough, to say the least. I was extremely anxious. I wasn't sticking to a cut. I wasn't doing very good in the gym. And just things weren't going very well. I was spending a lot of money on things I honestly didn't need to, which is kind of ironic because I just packed in an heirloom on Apex Legends. Do not ask me how much money I spent on that, but regardless, it's fine, it's fine. Things were not going very good. I was going through a pretty rough breakup, and I just knew that, I haven't uploaded in a few weeks, and so a few weeks turned into a few months, and then a few months turned into over half a year, and yeah, that's a little rough. And honestly, I feel really bad about that. I was in the worst shape I've been in years, and not years, maybe, I think, well, actually a couple of years, probably. I wasn't feeling very good. I wasn't very happy. I wasn't happy at all. I remember one day I walked outside of my room and I walked into the kitchen. And at this point, I was in a different school. I was still in school housing, right? But I was in a different building than I am now. I walked into the kitchen and I had 3 other roommates in this, like, it was actually pretty nice. It was a nice little apartment situation. I walked into the kitchen and it was, I think, the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. It was this massive, just like pile of dishes and like food, and the trash was not taken out. It's been like months since the trash was taken out. And keep in mind, I keep to myself in these living scenarios. Like my room last year was probably, see that wall right here where my AirPods are hanging off? It was probably cut off. Like if you could cut off like right there, this area, oh, my camera's like tracking me. This area right behind me was all I had for space. So it was not a lot of space, but with what space I had, I kept it very clean because I would like to consider myself a relatively clean person. And so you can imagine what went through my head when I walked outside to see my kitchen utterly destroyed. And the first thing I was like, holy shit, how can adults live like this? This is wild. But the second thing was like, this makes me so depressed. Like just living in such a shithole, basically. I was like, oh my gosh, this makes me feel really bad. This makes me feel sick to my stomach, actually. And that put it into my head. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get out. I need to get out. And so I got into here, thankfully. It took a little bit of time, took a little bit of extra cash money here and there, but you know, I'm by myself, which has definitely helped push me to upload another video. I don't know what I'm doing. I forgot how to edit. And I also forgot how to keep a train of thought. I mean, I never really knew how to keep a train of thought in the first place. I'm kind of all over the place, really. But I'm just getting out there because I want to start making things again. I really enjoyed the creative process. I really enjoyed learning how to edit. I also really enjoyed speaking into a camera, even if it got 0 views. I honestly didn't care. I miss it. Honestly, I do miss having the sense of community and having the sense of, you know, putting stuff out there, putting my face and my voice out there and getting some relatability. But back to what was going on back there, because, you know, now it's boring, but back then it was exciting. So I walk out into the kitchen and I see it's absolutely disgusting. And so that just pushes me to stay in my room even more. And I was not doing good for myself, right? My roommates were very sloppy and I just didn't want to record. And so then the school year ended. And I ended up doing pretty good with my grades, I would say. But then I think it was May 9th. That was the last day of schoolwork, right? That was like when my final exam ended, like when my last test ended. May 12th or May 11th, I started working, and I started working for Toyota. I started doing car stuff, and I started out working 40 hours a week over the summer, which, you know, it took my mind off of a lot of things, but it was tough. And then I cut down my hours a little bit, but I was still working quite a bit over the summer. And it almost felt like I didn't really have much of a summer break. And so every time I would wake up at 6 in the morning and not get home until like 6:30. So I would be out all day in the sun working on things, and I would come back home and I wouldn't even want to do anything. I just set like this earlier today. I had a burst of motivation, you know, 3 a.m. motivation type shit where you just like get up and you start doing like push-ups. You're like, today's the day I want to make a change. You know, I have one of those, but it was in the middle of the day. So I was like, you know, I'm going to take advantage of it. And so I just now set up everything. Like I just got my microphone. I just got my camera. I didn't have these things set up, and it's been almost a month that I've been in this semester. But anyways. Over the summer, I didn't really have a lot of time to record. I did have time to record. I had a few days here and there, but I just didn't want to. You know, all I want to do, I would come home after being in, you know, like I live in the South, right? The southern part of the United States. So it was hot. It was hot and it was humid. So I would come home. First thing I do is shower, and then I just sit on my computer. I just waste away, right? I would waste away until like 7:30 at night until 2 in the morning. I would just be on my computer doing absolutely nothing. I'd be like, you know, watching videos, playing video games here and there, but I would be so tired and it would ruin me, basically. It wouldn't ruin me. It was just work. I was working outside with my hands in the heat. And the stupid thing is, with the Toyota dealership that I worked at, they made us wear all black and red, but it was mostly black. And they got mad at you if you didn't wear black. And so, you know, when you're wearing black in the sunlight, it's gonna get hot. But I did that, and honestly, I had no motivation to record. But now I'm here, and my class load, it's a lot. It's quite a bit. I only have 4 classes this time around this semester, but the classes are tough. It's a lot of busy work. They're not hard per se. It's just a lot of paperwork, a lot of submitting assignments, a lot of tedium, basically. But yeah, I'm back, and it feels a little weird to be back. Honestly, I don't know how consistent I'll be because I don't know what the future holds for, especially this semester. This semester looks a little convoluted so far. But I've been getting back into the gym. I've been really working on, you know, just focusing. I've been staying prayed up. Amen. I've just been really locked in lately, and I just thought that I would record and let people know that don't know me in real life that I'm not dead. I'm still here. I'm still kicking. I'm still alive and kicking. I want to start recording more, and I do apologize if there are any audio or visual bugs or like mistakes that are currently going on. I'm still working on that. I'm still trying to figure out how to edit and how to figure out, the different inputs and outputs and like all this stuff. So I'll also mess with a bunch of settings. And also another big thing that I've actually been asked for by a couple of people I know in real life are my car shorts. I went to a wedding this summer, and there was this person who is now a member of my extended family, which is pretty cool. And they told me, they were like, "Hey, I recognize your face," and they showed me a video of one of my car shorts, and they were like, "Hey, is this you?" And I was like, "Holy shit, yeah, that's me." And they're like, "Yeah, everyone has seen this video," and then I look, and it has like a few 100,000 views. So I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, the car views or the car shorts actually are popping off. And that led me to think that I kind of want to start making a niche for this channel, even though I've said that a million times in the past already, the past couple years. I really want to start focusing my channel more on what I personally really enjoy. And there's a few things with that. Like college lifestyle stuff, big fan of, working on, not only working on, but helping others figure out what to do with college, not only like classwork, but also just like living scenarios and like schedule management, all that stuff. And then the other two things, pretty obvious, gym and car. I'm a big gym bro, big proponent of, lifting heavy circles, but I'm also an even bigger proponent of driving heavy metal coffins. I love cars, if that wasn't obvious enough with how many car videos I've ever made. Cars are probably my favorite thing in the whole wide world. I love them, and that's honestly what I want this channel to mainly focus on. So I don't know how I'm going to find a combination of cars and gym stuff and blah, 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 blah. But thankfully, the niche I'm going for is like 50% of the white 20-year-old male population ever to exist in the whole world. So I don't think it's going to be too bad. So as of right now, all I ask of you, my audience, the 1.5 people that are going to view this video, is to bear with me as I gather my bearings. I can't promise a consistent upload schedule just yet, unfortunately. I still need to get back into the flow of things. But what I can say is that I'm no longer embarrassed to speak into a microphone, and I'm not embarrassed to use a little bit of my voice because there's no one else in this room. And also it's Labor Day, so there's like no one in the building. But yeah, I'm going to work on teaching myself how to edit again. Unfortunately, the skill didn't stick like riding a bicycle. Like when you're like, you'll never forget how to ride a bicycle, right? I forgot how to edit. I also forgot how to record. I forgot how to speak. I forgot how to do all these things. But I want to learn again because I really did enjoy the creative process. Like I said earlier, I enjoyed talking. I enjoyed making videos, and I felt a passion to it. And I lost that passion, and I want to have it back because I feel in like deep inside my soul, inside my heart, inside the heart of hearts, in my mind, in my brain, I feel that this could work. I still have that idea of the millions of people that I'm reaching, maybe, helping them out or getting some information across, doing whatever. I still have that feeling that I could possibly do that. And that has remained the goal the whole time. That is still the ultimate goal of this channel. So all I ask of you now is bear with me, have a little bit more patience. I'm so sorry for not uploading for so long, and hopefully that never happens again for this channel's lifespan. So for now, we'll see what the future holds, and stay safe.